welcome back to Finally Revealed. In this episode, I want to address some questions that have been left in the comments and that have been sent in by email on collection actions against individuals. What should you do in certain situations? Well, that's a huge question and way more than can be answered in one single video. For the best advice, seek out legal counsel in your area because they're going to be most knowledgeable about the particularities of what you can and can't do and help you identify your options. But in general, here are some guidelines for you to think about and review if you are being pursued for some type of collection. Now this applies whether it is real and it is a debt that you blew off or that you forgot about or you thought they wouldn't find you, or something it goes all the way to the other end of the spectrum, which is something that is really not yours, not your responsibility. The choices that you have when you are actually sued, and this is where you're actually served papers requiring you to file an answer or appear in a court of law to answer for the claim of a debt. That is not the same as someone just harassing you by telephone or sending you dunning letters. This is when it rises to the level where there is an actual lawsuit. Creditors will sell their debts to these collection agencies for pennies on the dollar. The collection agencies do not necessarily follow the law and do not necessarily care about the law. There are some radio hosts that talk about personal finance, and they will make disparaging comments about credit card companies and utility companies and the like, but the fact is that you could be contacted for something that you really do owe and also something that you don't owe. So let me back up. Here are the 4 things once you're actually sued, meaning it has gone to court. That's what this applies to. There are basically 4 ways that you can deal with it. 1 is to ignore it. 2 is to pay what is demanded. 3 is to make a deal with them, make a settlement. And 4 is to engage counsel, or you can do it on your own, but if it's really something worth defending, you should get an attorney and defend it and fight it. Now, which of these options you take is going to depend upon, is this your debt? Is it real? Is it something that you owe? Number 2, is it valid? Is it something that possibly could be yours, but you are not sure? Does it pertain to some bill that came to a place that you did live? Does it pertain to an item of property that you do own? Is it possible that it's valid? The next one is, how old is it? This relates to it being valid in a different way. It might be yours and it might be valid, but it might be too old for them to legally pursue. The next one, do you have proof of payment? Did you already pay this? Do you have a canceled check? Can you get a canceled check? Do you have a bank reference on something to show that this was paid? If this is related to a piece of real estate that you owned and you sold it, chances are it was paid during the closing. Get the closing statement to show that it was paid. And then finally, when was the last time, if ever, that you were contacted about this? Was it recently? Was it 5 years ago? Was it 10 years ago? The longer ago it was that you were contacted about it, the more likely it's not yours, or it's something too old to be legally enforced. And so in those cases, you might be lumped in with a bunch of other people, and they're sending out these lawsuits just to see who bites or who's intimidated into making some type of payment. So knowing those facts about the validity of it, of the claim or the charge against you, is going to help you determine how you respond. Then, if you want to resolve it by some type of a settlement, can you do that yourself, or should you seek legal counsel? And in the meantime, while you're trying to determine whether a settlement can be reached, if there is a chance this is yours, if you are not a candidate to immediately file bankruptcy, and if you need some time to put this situation together, then you need to hire an attorney and buy yourself some time, buy yourself an advocate who can help you so that you can meet with them and see what are the alternatives that you have in this particular situation. And again, that's going to be specific to you. Now, I'm going to link below. It's going to take a little bit of time, so be patient. Each state has separate exemption rules and property rights that no one can take away from you. Overarching that, there are federal exemptions in the U.S., and those on a very basic level include your retirement. If you have retirement money in a qualified retirement plan, an IRA, a Roth IRA, a 401k, those types of things, that is exempt 100%. 75%, except for the IRS, 75% of your wages at least is exempt. So they can only take 25%, and that would be one creditor per month. So if you have many creditors, the most that anybody can take is a total of 25%. Not each creditor, but all of them together. And then there are other items that are exempt according to state law. Military benefits are exempt. Social Security benefits are exempt. So if you are on Social Security and somebody is pursuing you for a debt and you don't have anything else for them to get, then you need to watch my video on judgment proof. And if you're judgment proof, just tell them go away or ignore them. But in your particular situation, if you have something to lose, if there's a chance that this is a valid debt and they are going to pursue you, or they have pursued you and they have filed a lawsuit, please seek legal counsel, spend a couple of $100s, and make sure you know all of your rights and all of your opportunities and all of your options, okay? If this was helpful to you, give me a thumbs up, share this with someone who may need it, leave any comments below, and subscribe to see our other videos. As always, thanks so much for the likes, subscribes, and shares. Thank you for watching the videos and for all of the great comments. And I'll see you next time.